behind every great name, behind every great label, behind every great company. It's the humans behind that.
I think that being on our phones is so unhealthy and takes away from the thing that actually feeds the art, which is being.
When it comes to developing an artist and, is the human being, like, behind the artistry.
We need to be supportive of one another, managers to managers and artists to artists.
What advice would you guys give to people who are sort of in the next person in your position? What do you think they need, and what would you tell them to try to remember?
So, an interesting stat that I ran across is every day there are about 20,000 songs that are being released. So the business that we're in is very competitive. You have to position yourself to compete with those thousands of other creatives out there. YouTube, for instance, is a tool that is so important to get content out. And you have to be consistent, because if you release a project or if you release a video and you go away for a month, it's just too much time that lapse, and that those, if you're looking at 20,000 songs coming out a day, it's kind of counterproductive because other artists are kind of getting in your spot.
Lyor, what are some ways that you think we can, the industry can really provide support to independent artists?
The issue now is, because distribution is gone, now we have many different artists available. And how do you cut through the clutter? I can't stand that when you go to a record company, the first thing they ask is, tell me about how many followers you have, instead of listening to the music. I think one of the most important things that is being missed is the love affair of the song and an artist. So I think that the social media, I would say, is a pendulum that is swung deeply, but I suspect that you could manage your social media in a human way.
Sinead, do you want to speak a little bit on that as well?
I do think that being on our phones is so unhealthy and takes away from the thing that actually feeds the art, which is being present. The demands nowadays are, I can't think of any other word than barbaric. Where is the time for meditation, for like self-care, for like relaxing?
Definitely. I mean, I remember, Sinead, we were talking about it before, but like, I think one of the things that we really have to focus on when it comes to developing an artist and, is the human being, like, behind the artistry, like making sure that they feel supported, in terms of their mental health, emotionally, because it is a career, I think, where it's very much honed in on you and, promo and presenting yourself a certain way and almost that commodification of a person.
I couldn't agree with you more. I know growing up, I would look at my idols as superheroes, and you forget about the human elements, that they're real humans. They go through real issues. They have real problems. But as a fan, you just think their life is perfect. They're rich and they're famous and everything is perfect. We need to have these conversations, and we need to be supportive of one another, managers to managers and artists to artists, because we're really going through the same thing. It's levels to it, but we're all going through different things in our lives that we have to deal with.
It's about the human side of it, because behind every great name, behind every great label, behind every great company, it's the humans behind that are gonna be invested, and they're the ones that, like Sinead said, they're the ones that are gonna stay up all night thinking about your artist or about the team, and everyone works together for one goal.
I was going to say that one of the piece of advice that I love to give is to artists, to entrepreneurs in the music business is to enjoy the process. And it just, I love listening to, a lot of people are so focused on getting where that they forget the journey. And the journey is the beautiful part of it.
Well, I want to thank everybody for your time and candor today. I think we've really heard that, music doesn't have, or life in music doesn't have just one starting point. You really have to work and creatively come up with solutions throughout your time in music, both as an independent artist or just as a human. So I really hope that this conversation is helpful and inspiring to other folks who want to work in music and grow as people. And I really appreciate everybody's incredible input today. I think it was a really wonderful conversation.
Happy to be here.